Welcome to The Burning of the Midnight Lamp, where we are dissecting music history, album by album, track by track. And today we are looking into I'd Rather Be High, a song by David Bowie from his album The Next Day from 2013. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to hear our other views on the other songs on this album. And we also have a podcast where we are discussing the full album at length. And on top of that, we have a Patreon channel where we have the whole podcast, and you can also join us there listening to the whole album and all the discussions we have to say about the other songs in this album. Links and descriptions are below. My name is Frode.
My name is Trond.
And my name is Chris.
And we're just going to go ahead and listen to the song, I'd Rather Be High. Love the chorus. Yes, so I'd Rather Be High. It's the 8th track on the Next Day. And quite a positive, uplifting song, I would say.
Well, the music certainly is.
Musically.
Maybe again, the lyrics are not. But
It's another one of those beautiful melodies that are containing lyrics about dark things. In this case, it's war, sending young people into war. It's one of the more coherent lyrics on the album, coherent in meaning that it's easy to see where he's going. It's almost polemic, where the young people says that they don't want to be in wars, they want to do other things. And they are the same across the ages, because we get some images of soldiers before and soldiers today, I would imagine. Rather phone my ex. They didn't do that as easily in the First World War or the Second.
The lyrics contain several literary references, starting off with name-checking an author, Nabokov. Nabokov is sunlit now, so that would be Vladimir Nabokov, a Russian who emigrated to Berlin. And I guess this song then falls into those songs when we discussed the whole album, where we learned that Bowie was reading a lot of historical novels and just reading a lot overall. So I guess that's where the inspiration comes from for this song.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there's also mentioned another novel, An Officer and a Gentleman.
The Officer and Gentleman and the novel from Vladimir Nabokov is The Gift. And basically the first lines are describing scenes at the end of that novel where the main character, a guy called Fyodor, goes bathing in the nude in Grunewald Forest. And talking about the sun licking his body. Basically, those first 4 lines of the song Nabokov is sunlit now, upon the beach at Grunewald, brilliant and naked, just the way that authors look.
That's also a funny line.
Yes.
Brilliant and naked, just the way that authors look. I think so. There's also lots of humor in this lyric, even though it's anti-war song.
Gossip till their lips are bleeding.
The cows, you mentioned the other cows go home. Talking about gossiping ladies, I guess. And then there's references to what seems to be Second World War. Flying to Cairo to find his regiment.
He apparently wanted to give us images of different wars in the different verses, and same time showing the young men who are fighting these wars that they would rather be high and out of their head than dying in the sand, training these guns.
And speaking of Cairo, I don't know if you have the same feeling, but this guitar riff that is very distinctive has almost this Arabic, Egyptian type of vibe to it. I don't think it's completely in the same type of scale, but it has that type of influence.
Yeah, I never thought about it before, but you're probably right. And talking about kids that wants to be other places, it's even referenced in one of those 3 words that Bowie used to describe the song instead of holding any interviews. And those 3 words were indifference, miasma, and press gang. Of course, the press gang being from the old sailboat area, maybe, where they walked around and forced people into either onto the ships or into the wars, I guess.
And there's also a video that were made for this track with very little Bowie in it. It's mostly made out of old war films, but often you see soldiers dancing and doing other things than fighting, and sometimes Bowie pops in and sings a line or two, and all the images they are slightly treated in some way, manipulated, and it's all in black and white, but it's on topic with the lyrics, showing war and dance and recreation in the sort of a combination. And there's also other tracks on the album referencing war, like How Does the Grass Grow? So it was certainly a preoccupation for him writing this album.
And in November 2013, the song was actually used in a Louis Vuitton advertisement directed by Romain Gavras, where Bowie actually is participating in the commercial. This is a new mix of the song. It was later named the Venetian mix and was released on Next Day Extra EP. Maybe we should take a listen to the mix.
I think we should. It's to me, I actually find it more interesting than the original song.
I do as well.
Let's take a look.
Upon the beach at Grunewald, brilliant and naked, just the way
But this is the ending that was missing in the first original version, which just seems to fade into nothing. Here, much more interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I think this version is superior on all levels.
Not super different. I mean, it is basically only the original with the harpsichord over it for most of it. But the ending is different.
Some new vocal takes and a new bass part.
Some choirs.
Yeah. The harpsichord, it's maybe not the most used instrument in rock music, perhaps.
More of the psychedelia period. I mean, it does have sort of like a neo-psychedelia feeling to it. That was maybe more common in the 90s.
That is true. Not something Bowie would use very often.
No. But if you juxtapose this 16th century instrument on top of more of a 1960s British pop harmonies, it is an interesting collage that I think works very, very well, and it also works well with the theme that is different eras on top of each other, and it's an extra playfulness. And the Louis Vuitton commercial, it's of course a commercial, but it works better as a video than the video he made, because that also mashes together periods just like the music does. So I think it's a wonderful version, and I love the ending. I think they, it's not an outtake that they just put the faders back up. They re-recorded it for that version with new vocal lines as well.
And both versions have a very good bass line played by Kontrollnemdi.
That they do, yeah. And the song, not the most interesting on the album, but it's hard to find any fault in Bowie's vocals. It's he's doing a really good job.
I really like the chorus. The chorus is great, catchy, and beautiful chorus.
I agree. This is a highlight on the album.
I'm not going to agree with that, but I'm happy you think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm not sure I would call it a highlight, but it's a great song on the album for me. Yeah.
I was happy to hear that there was another mix. Let's just say it like that.
And what do you viewers think about that? Please leave a comment below if you want to share your thoughts with us on this song. Is it your favorite song on the album or not?
And the battle of the versions, the Venetian or the album.
It's Venetian, Venice versus New York, I guess.
Oh, who will win? Who will sink?
Right. And by that, I think we'll leave it there. Please like and subscribe to hear other songs from this album. We are planning to continue our next day journey with Boss of Me, which is the next track on the next day. So with that, it's time to say goodbye. My name is Frode.
My name is Trond.
And my name is Chris.
And goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have a sweet bossa nova until next time.